I think it's just so important to, take breaks sometimes. And, I haven't posted a video in around, I want to say like a month or so. And it's not that I lost, motivation or discipline to, continue to post videos. It's more so that I'm taking a break for myself to sort of regain my why and to sort of redirect myself into, the reason why I started making videos in the first place. And I feel like I was losing more things to talk about or important topics that I want to talk about because, I was purely thinking of it as, idea for the video rather than idea for an actual person or an experience I had. And, that process of, trying to force an idea for a video just wasn't working. So I feel like I needed to take a break to sort of regain that that why and to sort of figure it out in real life and then apply, those real life lessons or topics that I encounter and be able to showcase that, on a video. So yeah, just taking breaks is just so important, not just for yourself, but for your mental health. And it could be so difficult to come back after taking a break. I feel like a real dangerous thing that can happen when you're taking a break, whether you're trying to accomplish your goals or you're trying to build up that consistency. I know in previous videos I always talked about, building that consistency so that you do at least one thing every single day. And in the long run, that would be extremely beneficial if you just keep up that consistency. But I also forgot to mention that you can take breaks, right? As long as those breaks are, premeditated and they're not an excuse to stop doing something or an excuse because you're lazy or you don't want to do it at a particular time or maybe you don't feel like it. It's more of a like recharge, if that makes sense. And before I wanted to take this break, I thought, I could technically, keep pushing myself and keep, making videos, every, week or two. And with that, I feel like came some quality negatives, I guess, just because it feels like I was forcing it out. I was forcing myself to have that consistent schedule, and it just didn't feel natural. And I feel like you can have discipline and consistency while it's still being natural and creative. Especially, when you're in the space of creating videos or finding things to talk about, it can be so easy to run out of things to say. So it's important to take a break to regain your thoughts. And I feel like now I'm coming back even stronger. I feel like I have a lot more things to talk about, which sort of brings me into, the whole reason why I took a break in the first place and sort of gave me another direction of where I want to take, making these videos, certain topics I want to talk about. So if you're a student watching this video, it is the start of the school year. And if you guys didn't know already, I'm actually a student attending university. I'm currently a junior. So I wanted to more talk about my experience as a student and to sort of, track my progress as, a student and sort of building those professional skills. And one of them in particular being communication, right? I'm currently taking a business communication class. I feel like that as well will help me a lot more on, talking to a camera, being able to talk to a real person, which is you behind the screen, more fluidly. So yeah, taking that break sort of allowed me to redirect myself and allowed for new things to happen, new topics to be talked about, and a new fresh direction. And I feel like that's so important, especially when you're in the space of, making videos. You need to switch it up. It's good to develop that sort of theme and topic you want to talk about when you're making videos, but you also want to switch things up a bit. And that's what I sort of figured out as I was taking a break. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to make this video to sort of prove to myself that even though I did take a break, I could still come back and continue that, consistency, which is what I want. I want to be able to make videos without even thinking about it and have the same effect on the viewer as if I spent 2 hours on a video, right? It's that genuine human interaction that I'm really striving for, which is why it pushes me to make videos. So anytime any one of you, likes the video or, comments anything at all, especially the comments, especially the feedback I get where it feels like, I'm talking to someone. That's what I want. That's the goal that I try to get. It's less about the numbers, but it's more about the personal connection I have with the person watching this. So yeah, just to recap, it's important to take breaks. You deserve it as long as you have a plan on what you're gonna do after that break. It's important to take that rest.